Won't you just come my way?
Come in.
Baby, won't you just take your time?
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? So I actually watched the AD interview.
Well, people were preying on your downfall. They were preying on your downfall. You know, in the most cruel, disgusting a way I have ever seen people prey on someone.
With Ashley and y'all, okay, we gonna talk about it because I feel like it's very important for you and us to get into some things. We gotta talk about this, okay? The good things. What I liked about the interview is it looked really, really dope, okay? The, couch of it all, the intimate setting. They didn't do a big, studio audience. I love that. I loved how intimate it looked. And I liked how everything was decorated. Child, she looked beautiful, of course. AD looks beautiful, of course. I think both of them are very beautiful black women. They're gorgeous black women. I think they are so just beautiful. I love just how gorgeous they are. I just think they just real fine. And that was like my favorite thing about the interview is just how gorgeous these women were, how beautiful these women were, right? Now, if we're talking about AD interviewing style, child, have you guys watched Red Table Talk? Have you? Okay, so Red Table Talk, Will and Jada, they do this thing where, their daughter, Will and Jada, Red Table Talk, but Willow specifically is AD's style of interviewing, if you do know what I mean.
I had felt grow up, and I knew that my
Did you?
she really, and it became our sort of.
And I was like,
Yep, no one else got this thing.
Trying to get away.
Yeah.
But that comes with it.
Yes.
As I said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to talk about that.
Right.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Right.
You to want to be checked
Yeah.
if you're going to check somebody.
Yeah.
So like Willow be like, yeah, of course, yeah. She just agrees with everything the person's saying without really understanding or without even having that experience. So like, let's say somebody, I don't know, had a domestic violence situation. Willow will be like, they be like, yeah, and he just used to punch me, and I was thinking to myself, like, who am I? And then Willow be like, yeah, oh, of course, yeah. She's just so agreeable to a fault, if you know what I mean. And that's what AD does, right? AD just agrees. Half of this interview, it seemed like they were taking shots at Jessie Woo and story time with Ricky.
And I don't want to say no one's name in particular, but there is a very loud presence on the internet that just, it was almost like she was just sitting there waiting, checking. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. Checking daily, waiting. Yeah, I think that they kept hiding behind the fact that it was for the kids, to justify how they were, and that's the thing. They were coming at me more than him. Yeah. Like, I can't rationalize that because it doesn't make sense to me. Because you were so... But even in that, right, it's still not my act. It's not. You know what I mean? And although, people were saying, like, it wasn't my problem, it was because this is someone I was choosing.
she said that she had been with this man for a year. Y'all ain't married, like, and it shows. So Bri didn't need to tell you anything.
Yeah, but you know what was out at the time of the reunion? Bri's initial statement. Her initial statement that she put on her Instagram story, and she combated his lie that he had told on camera about spending Christmas alone. That was out. Her initial statement saying the kids are not sperm donors were out, and you still went on the reunion and called them sperm babies. Again,
Pictures with matching pajamas were out.
yeah, we're out. The grandmother had spoken. The ex-wife had spoken. The child support that he owed child support was out. So AD, the birth
I just point out the birth certificates were out.
because she brought the birth certificate up on the reunion. The pictures of him being at the twins' birth were out. So AD, how did you sit there and allow her to say, oh, my take would have been completely different had Bri's videos been out? She said that she wouldn't have went out there so boldly had her videos been out. Enough was out. Bri had made a statement. She had made a statement. She just, her 5-part video wasn't out, and I didn't like that they kept saying 5-part, and they kept taking little digs. Like AD or Ashley called her a lengthy explanation, and AD literally had the nerve to say, you don't need 5 parts to say that you slept with somebody. Okay, well maybe if you watched it, you would know what she actually said because you said you didn't watch it. So
It's as if AD and Ashley had more heat for us and the baby mama than they had heat for Liler.
Because the things that they were saying, she was like, I've never been called a bird in my life. When she said that, I was like, oh, that's to Jessie. Because Jessie says she's a bird, and she even did the sound. She said, quack, 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 quack.
Quack, 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 quack. Bird.
Okay. What I didn't like about the interview is that it felt like, okay, it was in an argument with somebody and you guys like felt the same exact way, but somehow it was leading to an argument because they wanted you to say it specifically the way they say it. That's what it was giving me. Like, we all agree that Tyler Lyler is a liar. He lied to you, he deceived you, he led you on. But even in this interview, I think that she struggled with holding him accountable. Like, the experience is there. We all understand your experience. We're all saying the same thing, but you rather argue with how it's being said than versus the person that put you in a position to where it's, you know, it had to happen to you that way. That's what she's mad at. It seemed like she struggled with holding him accountable, because holding him accountable would have to admit, you would have to admit your wrongs, or you would have to admit that you weren't perfect in a situation, or you would have to admit that you're not as smart as you thought that you were. All this, I would not stand by this man had I not known what was going on, when actuality, that's what you did. You stood by him not knowing anything that was going on.
What do you think has better insight on what's going on, social media or me? So for people to imply that, like, she was blindsided, she didn't know, is like insulting to my intelligence.
You're like, well, the entire recording or whatever was filmed before his wife came out with the videotapes and talking about their relationship. Before any of that, people was exposing this man as being what the photos came out prior to that. A lot of things came out before his child's mother did the videos, and you know what I'm saying, the long video that she did, right? And so you're trying to act as though, well, I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't fully aware of what was going on. I wasn't present about what was going on. And it's like, what more present would you need it to be? And that's why you were called a bird. You were called a bird because you knew what was up, and you still made a conscious effort to stand by your man. And a lot of people are saying, well, you know, this is what happens in a marriage. People, no. I don't know what you guys have been exposed to or what marriages you guys have seen, but people do not stand by their husbands when they're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? They correct them, public or private, let them know what's up, but they don't stand by foolishness. Since when? Why do you guys think that marriage is about struggle, or it's all struggle? Like, why do you guys think that? And the thing is, I still have a problem with the video because she didn't, it's like, any apology that has a but is not really an apology. Y'all feel me? Like, if you say, I'm sorry, but it ain't no sorry. Oh, I shouldn't have did that, but ain't no shouldn't have did that. Like, there is no, it's not genuine if you have a but, or if you have an explanation behind it. If you apologize to that woman for discrediting her experience or minimizing the things that she was saying, because you had to learn for yourself that this man was a liar. So I think that if you would have from the beginning just mind your business, because that's the thing, like, we were giving her grace. We were not giving her, like, putting her feet to the fire until we seen her come out and defend him and claim to have known the whole story, because then that made you look like a bird, and then people came after you because he was the one that was lying to both of y'all, betraying y'all. Everybody thought that you was an innocent, you know, did not know what was up, and that you was, you know, dragged on with his lies. But when you came out and you was acting like you were well aware and choosing to stand by him, and you were talking more than he was, and he was the one with all the BS, oh, then we got on that ass. You flew out with your cape. And so everybody came at that ass because you flew out with your cape. Now, had you not been with your cape and just shut up and let, you know, the chips fall where they may, nobody would have came at you. But you came like you knew, and so people attacked you and got in that ass like you knew. And now I didn't know, and I didn't know. If you did not know, you should have shut the fuck up and act like you did not know. But the mere fact that you're walking around here as though you knew is why people been on that ass. Act like you don't know. Act like lost. Act like that. But you act like you knew. So now you got attacked because this man abandoned his children and you allowed it. And this would make it bad, because now I'm going to do another video talking about AD finding out she's pregnant, she's having a baby. This is what makes it worse, because AD, why would you stand behind a person that was a part of or helped a man Because as a woman with with child, you're pregnant, you're about to have a baby. You know, I'm not pregnant, but I'm saying that's what it was given. You know, her hands on the stomach. Okay? As a woman that is with child, why would you support another woman supporting a man abandoning his children? You're going to be a mother soon. Would you be okay if you and Ale or Ola did not get along, or y'all broke up or whatever, and his new current girlfriend was encouraging him to abandon y'all's kids? This is another reason why it make you look bad. AD, they put you in a position where you weren't fully aware of the full scope of the entire situation, and you was just here supporting it. It's like the Dear Wifey podcast. Why does these people keep giving black people that people love? Because AD, we all loved you, we all supported you, we all thought you was beautiful black woman, you know, amazing qualities. Like, we just thought that you was a gorgeous person. The way you walked away from that man, baby, we all loved you. Why are you allowing Ashley to taint your image? Because she willfully walked into that situation, and Ashley was so like stuck on to the people, that the naysayers, the doubters. She was going so hard to take shots at people who was against her that she missed the message. You should have just came and been a human being. Y'all was right, but I loved him, period. And you know, when you love somebody, you stand beside them, you know what I'm saying? You do what you got to do because you love them. I honestly, there were times that I knew better, but I was hoping that it wasn't that. I really hoped that it wasn't that. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think that the fact that, because she did say that in a way, if you read between the lines, but a lot of it was taking shots at people. Like, y'all was trying to kick me while I was down. Y'all could have caused this to happen to me. She was just so stuck on, or so, you know what I'm saying? So filled with taking shots at people that took shots at her, that she missed a chance to humble herself. This is like the, not really, but really. This is like when Young Miami came out and was, you know, basically did a nothing podcast talking about her and Diddy's situation. If you are not going to take this time to humbly say, hey, I stood beside this man because I liked him, I liked how it looked like being with him, I liked the you know, the accolades of being with him and what I got while with him, and I thought that he was something that he was not. Be a human being.
Everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate, you was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. Mm-hmm. So why am I being crucified, or why am I being separated? Learn from my mistakes, and life is a lesson. People that I thought that would be in my corner, or that are like, when I was going through this shit, nobody called me.
But she missed the human piece of it. She just came out guns a-blazing, ready to fight anybody and everybody who was doubting her and felt some type of way. You couldn't sleep. I had sleepless nights. I was crying in his arms. You know, I was sleeping with my enemy and all of these different things, and you mad at us because we all told you that man was your enemy. No, don't be mad at us. Be mad at Tyler. And they say Tyler's trying to speak out, looking for a place, a podcast or someplace he can go sit down and have this conversation. I don't know, Liler. I don't know how you're going to do it. I heard that. They said that Tyler is trying to talk to people. He's trying to find a perfect place. All I know is don't go to no more black people, because I'm tired of having to drag these black people like this all off the backs of you, Tyler. So I'm over it. Don't go to no more black people, because I'm tired of having to take them through the ringer because of your ass. Sick of it. Sick of it. But I don't know, y'all. That's what it was giving me. The entire little sit down AD was giving with Jay to pick his daughter. Like, it should have never happened because she didn't know what she was talking about. For you not to have watched Bri, I believe, her entire live, or her, you know, debunking Tyler's lies, and you didn't have the full information to have an opinion on any of this, point blank, period. You know what I mean? And just you coming out in defense of somebody that was wrong. It's not like she was right. She was wrong. They set you up for failure by even setting this interview up. If your fans, because she was like, you guys been wanting me to have this interview. They didn't have your best interest at heart, because this girl's getting dragged. And you stepped into the dragging. You didn't save her image, no nothing. In fact, you tainted your image by encouraging that BS. So I don't know, y'all. But that's all I wanted to say about this. I love you guys. Bye.